Peace, family. What's good? It's your brother God Science. I'm up in here. Shout out, special salute to the few that do watch the videos and subscribe. I really appreciate y'all. True indeed. Shout out to all my subscribers out there. I hope y'all doing good. I hope your families are doing good. And if not, may the Most High put blessings on your life, you and your family. I really appreciate y'all for looking in. Today, man, I wanted to talk about family and religion. Family and religion, y'all, today's topic. And the reason why I wanted that to be because I had a little back and forth earlier with my family on Facebook. Now, we created, since this COVID thing, everybody is, we separated. You can't go to this one house. You can go to this one house. So we created this, thing where, we can all, share, stay in touch with each other. And I don't know if y'all know, but Lil Nas X, right? I don't listen to him. He's not the hip hop that I listen to. If you listen to him, that's your choice. He came out with these 666 Nikes. And it had like a drop of human blood in it, and he wanted to like produce this and sell it. Now, when I first saw the thing on YouTube, that's how it looked like. Nike was trying to sell a fucking shoe with 666 on it, and it was like a drop of blood, a human blood, real human blood in it. Now, so I was like, I gotta look into this. Step one right there. Most people don't look into shit for themselves. You know what I mean? Most people don't think for themselves. They just see something where someone else puts, and it's egos involved, so they run with it. So I said, let me look into it and see what's up with that. Because as a Nike brand, I love Nike brands. I love Air Force Ones. It's a part of hip-hop culture. All right? Nikes is a part of hip-hop culture. If it wasn't for the black community and hip-hop culture, like that famous line that Chuck D had in his video, I love Nikes, but wait a minute, the neighborhood needs some money, so the neighborhood support it, so put some money in it. Shit like that, yeah, I'll get behind. Definitely Nike needs to put more money into our communities, because we made Nike popular, period. We made a lot of shit, period, popular. Tim's, I can go on and on. All right, hip-hop bought a lot of these companies a lot of damn dough. And if you're talking about black support and supporting black clothing and shit like that, I'm totally down for that. But when I look into it further, I saw that there was a designer that he was working with that designed these Nike shoes, and they was going to pitch it to Nike to see if Nike would do it. Now, if you watch The Breakfast Club, Charlemagne the God, he did some research on it, and he was like, they had contact Nike to see if this shit was true. And of course, Nike explained for what I found out. Actually, the manager of Lil Nas X is saying the same thing. Nike didn't design this. It was designer that took into Nike to see if they can do it. But it's too controversial. So that's basically what it is. Now, does that mean that Nike supports black people 100% and all this shit? No. But if you're gonna go that route, why not don't wear no drawers? Because maybe the person that created Hanes, do you know the person who created Hanes? Or the boxers or drawers that you're wearing right now, he might be a white man that believes in Trump and the Confederacy. You gonna stop wearing drawers now? You see, this shit gets a little bit too, crazy. You see what I'm saying? It gets a little bit too crazy. We focusing on the wrong damn things. All these things are distractions. And why this stuff is going on, there's astral things in the planets are doing certain things. There's so much things. I mean, to the point that the other day there was a report that was listed out showing about UFOs. They're doing disclosure and shit, but they're putting all these distractions for people to follow. But my point is, And it goes forward in this. Majority of my family, look, I grew up in a Christian religion. All right. My family was Christian. My mom brought us up that way, which has some good values in it. The Bible is a powerful book. It has some great things in there. And I would never say not to read the Bible. And it's not for me to tell which person, which path to take, because everyone has their own path. But I do know from the suffering that I've been through, from the person that I have been, and the only person on the planet that I knew that was me, God bless his soul, was my brother Jamal. We used to sit in front of my mom's house for like 3-4 hours just building. And he was a scientist like how I am, a scientist, studying things, looking for the truth. Why we're here? What is life? What is all this for? These big questions that some people just don't give a damn about. And it's all good if they don't. But I've done a lot of research in my life, man. I've done a lot of research. I can say that proudly, because a lot of motherfuckers don't do it. They hear something, you might watch Sarnetta and you see them post something and you just believe it. You don't look for it for yourself to see if it's true. And a lot of these things, when I got brushed up with the Nation of Gods and Earth's teachings about how we are God, the black man is God and all these things, I had to find that out for myself. And as I studied occult knowledge, which only means hidden. To the ignorant, that means you're evil and you're working with the devil and some shit, because just to show you how ignorant people are. They are uneducated. Occult science, occult knowledge means hidden knowledge. Why is it hidden? Some people don't want you to know that shit. Sometimes it's hidden for good, because there's some knowledge that if you're not ready for, it's like throwing you in the deep ocean. If you even master the shallow, why are you going into the deep? So some teachings are hidden for that purpose. I get it. But that's all that occult means. I mean, these people need to stop watching Hollywood and all this shit. Brother Panic done break this shit down to you. Now, like I said, then I have an uncle. He's by the name of Lester, and he's a Hebrew Israelite. Which one, I don't know, because there's different sects. But I owe a lot to him, because when I was young, he was the first one that taught me about black consciousness, about Malcolm X, the Nation of Islam, having that black awareness. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be on my spiritual path what I am today. But the problem with religion is that it separates, and you get caught up in this dogma where if nobody else follows this 100% like you're following it, they're evil. You're going to hell. It makes me laugh, the amount of people who are so like God, he came down and he gave them power. You will be able to tell who goes to hell and who don't. Well, if there is one, be careful, okay? Because you don't know who the hell gonna be in there. Because like Jesus said, and like I said, anyone out there that wants to, without sin, cast the first fucking stone. Anyone out there without demons, please cast the first stone. Leave your comments. Let me know. All right? You might be one that really have sinned before, which will be a fucking anomaly. But the point is this. If you haven't done research like I have looking, if you only read one book in your life, which is the Bible, all right? And I came to you and I talked to you about Kemet, aka Egypt, the Medunetta, the funeral texts, all these information that our ancestors left. If I came to you and I told you, for instance, the Mayat laws, and I told you it was the 10 Commandments is inspired by the Mayat laws, How can you disagree with me before you go and look, excuse me, at the Mayat laws and read it for your fucking self? You see what I'm saying? So it comes as ignorance. You see what I'm saying? And what they say, you can't argue with a fool because you'll be looked at as a fool too. You know, one thing I learned is on this spirituality journey, the more you learn, the more you cannot really speak to people that are religious or that's not at, there's levels to this shit. And I'm not trying to say that I'm better, I'm this master. Man, please, I go through my struggles the same as you. I have my addictions just like everybody else. I still have a lot to learn. There's a lot of shit that I don't learn. Just when you think you know something, reality kicks in your ass and say you don't know shit. But I do know a lot of things. I have studied quantum physics. I've followed brothers like Billy Carson. I followed brothers like Black Magic, brother, the pills. I've been watching the conscious community for years, and I've been doing research on top of that. And I'm telling you, there's certain similar threads that you find when you start studying spirituality. One of those things that you find, especially is when you start meditating, is that you start finding that you are not your ego. You are your consciousness, that awareness. I can't explain it. Sorry about the lighting, y'all. I'm in my, parking, the parking shit. Anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, like I was saying, I've done my research and there's common threads that you find along. You know what I mean? When you start really, a lot of people are not going to be driven to this until they start suffering. And that's what it was with me. I was very hard-headed when I was younger. I've been through a lot of suffering, just like a lot of people out there. And that drove me to find out why. What's my purpose? Why am I here? What is life? Why am I going through this? Boom, boom, bam, bam. And I studied. And I always had that mind. So if you come to me and you try to tell me something and I disagree with it, and what I'm telling you, you have no fucking clue of, how the hell can you disagree with me? You're not looking, you're looking ignorant. All right? If you haven't picking up a book in a fucking year, but the Bible, God is infinite. The conscious, the universal mind, it's filled. Yo, it's hard to explain to someone that's, that has no type of, spirituality teachings other than the Bible, to explain to them things like being in the present, the awareness, the observer. All these things is foreign to them because they haven't gone within themselves to find that shit. They won't even go in there to say, let me prove this dumbass nigga wrong. I'm gonna meditate for a month and I'm come back and tell them all that bullshit you were saying was bullshit. They won't be able to do it because they'll see for themselves. But they can't do it, especially with family, because I'll tell you why. For one, it's their ego. First thing they will look at is who it's coming from. They will look at me. It's coming from Tory. You don't know shit. You see what I mean? So I could actually be enlightening them. God put you. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything happens for a purpose. Now I might be telling them this shit for a purpose. A good purpose that God actually put me there for, and it would go through one ear and come out the next because their ego. Second reason is because when a person believes something, that's their identity. You see what I'm saying? That's who they are. And when you threaten that shit, the defenses come up because you're breaking down their belief system, and they can't have that. So they're going to throw everything at you and say, fuck that, I ain't believing that. Your ego will fight to keep whatever you believe alive, because that's how you keep your ego alive. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be a person of character and of an open mind to hear something from someone else and go search it and look at it and say, I think he has some truth here, yo, I get what you're saying here. You have to have an open mind and have character to do that. Not everybody's gonna do that shit. And the point is this: we shouldn't care what anyone else believes. I don't excuse me, I don't believe anyone in this world that all black people all believed one thing. Don't believe that shit. Because if you look at it, it's all perspectives. All perspectives. You know what I'm saying? What's evil for one person won't be evil for another person. And then what is evil or what is good if evil doesn't exist? These polarities have to exist together. They're the same side of the coin. They're the same coin. There's different sides. Now, religious people don't understand that. You see what I'm saying? They, I guess, believe in a time when it was just all good. No, it was balanced. But positive and negative, we won't be in this third dimensional form if it wasn't for that. That's in the laws of Tahuti. That's in the Kabbalion. You see what I'm saying? But if you haven't read this shit, if you don't read shit and you won't know this shit. Have you ever read the laws of Tahuti? No. Who the hell is Tahuti? You see what I mean? But they will fight you. They will come back to you. They will co-sign shit and they haven't read nothing. Nothing. They're just going by what this other person says. How you know if they're wrong? Even what I tell you, how you know it's right or wrong? You got to go and see it for yourself. And a lot of people don't do this shit. So what ends up happening in family, there's a separation. There's a separation already because of egos. You know, in my family personally, you know, you know what I admire, you know, like, especially in hip hop, you know, look at Master P, people like that. You know, how you had brothers and their mom pushed them and their brothers came together, create a big, you know, corporation and shit like that. Not every family is close like that, and I understand that. You know, every family has their issues. You know, you don't pick your family. And family fight, make up, fight, make up. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? But there's no love lost. But when you're religious, there is love lost. Because you stop communicating with that person. And what's the famous words? What's the famous word from the motherfucker who is the most godliest? Excuse my language. He's gonna go to hell. That's why he's struggling. That's why he went through what he went through. And especially this one here, he asks too much questions. If you're in any religion, all right, and they tell you don't ask any questions, just follow, please run. All right, please run. That should sound just like a slave master. But other than that, let's go. My point is this. One of the issues with the Bible is that how it's translated. And we can tell because we get about 16 to 17 different religions out of one damn book. I mean, I want you to marinate on that, please. Marinate on it. We get like about 16, I might be exaggerating a little, about 12. You have Baptists, you have Seventh-day Adventists, you have the Mormons, you have Hebrew Israelites, but then you have Hebrew Israelites don't believe in the New Testament. Then you have Hebrew Israelites that live in the New Testament, but not that. So you have all these things coming out of one book, and that's out of one book. That's to tell you there is a problem with the translation. I mean, please do not tell me when you read Genesis and you read of a snake talking in a garden that you really believe it's a snake. If you really think it's a snake, I don't know what to say. All right, I'm past that level. We understand that symbolism, okay? The tree of life and the tree of good and evil. I mean, all these things, I'll be here all day speaking about it. My point is this. There is more knowledge out there than just the damn Bible. And if you think the infinite We can't even comprehend what infinite means in our mind. We can't even comprehend it. And you telling me it's all in one book? But oh, here's the cherry on top. Here's the cherry on top. Some of the books are missing. And they recently found some of the books, not recently, but back in the 40s. And those are the Dead Sea Scrolls. Now, which ones are supposed to be in the Bible and which ones is not? Who made that decision? Okay, I'm not going to go there. But who made that decision? And when you read the Dead Sea Scrolls, you see they even talk about the Gnostics. Now, do you know what Gnostics is? This is what I'm talking about. Please, education is a motherfucker, man. Read, please. One of the great things about reading is you can't be controlled. And when you just are stuck on one, now if that works for you, fine. If just fucking with the Bible and that's working with you and that's making you the best man you can be, it's actually changing you within yourself to be a better human being towards other people, your family, a better husband, a better father, a better brother, a better son, go for it. That's your path. Not everyone is supposed to be where you're at. It's levels to this shit. You see what I'm saying? But don't get out there and try to challenge someone, but you haven't read shit that this motherfucker is talking about. It just makes you look like you just turn and just walk away, because it's like me arguing with a knee surgeon. Nah, you doing that wrong, bro. You got to do that. Well, where you study that? Nah, I never read shit about knees or anything, but I just know that you're doing this wrong. The surgeon gonna look at you like, get this motherfucker out of here, please. And that's anywhere. That's like going into a courthouse. I'm gonna defend myself. Oh, you practice law? Nah. But I'm gonna just wing this shit. And you got someone here that practiced law for 30 years. But nah, I'm gonna just wing this shit. Who looks like a fool? Who looks like a fool, y'all? Come on. You see what I'm saying? So my point is this. Do research. Some people don't have open minds. And that's cool. I don't care. I'm not trying to convince anybody to believe what the hell I believe. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. Alike minds attract alike minds. You see what I'm saying? And I have a belief that knowing that you're God and knowing these things, you're going to know it regardless or not. Maybe not in this lifetime, but your ass going to come back, and you're going to come back, and you're going to come back until you get it. Because, like I said, of all the things I've studied, it's that one thread through it. I mean, for God's sake, and I end it here because this is going too long. I want to make a long video. Jesus said it in the Bible, and it amazes me how people just skip over this teaching. Have ye not heard that ye are gods? I explain it to like God is the sea. This is you. I fill this cup up with seawater. It's not as big as the Creator, but it's still a part of the Creator. It's still a part of the divine. It still has the properties of the divine. It can do things that the divine can do, like manifest, heal yourself, heal others, bring things into existence by focused thought, which is called magic. But of course, that's scary and to religion people, and they did that on purpose, and they did a good job on us. Okay, we won't even study astrology, even though some of this shit is true in it. Not all, but the sign that you were born in, you can't tell me there's a couple of things in there that does not fit your personality, and we will still say that's some evil shit. And that all comes from the Catholic Christian ideology that was put on your black ass when you got over here on fucking slave ships. Now, of course, not all of us came over here on slave. Some of us was here in America first already, but most of us did from West Africa. And they gave you that book. And I always wondered why we couldn't read nothing else but that one book. I mean, if we got caught reading that shit, it was a crime. I mean, a brother even had papers like brochures and shit of slaves reading and escaping, and there was a bounty out for him. I forgot if it was on the History Channel or something, and I was like, wow. But then you can read the Bible. They'll let you go into church and sing that shit up, but you can't read nothing else. But then in these secret societies in the Freemason Lounge, they studying your information that they got out of Kemet, but that shit is evil. Knock it off, man. Knock it off. Like I said, you don't have to believe what I believe. I don't give a damn if you read it or not. My point is to make you look more better, more believable. At least read that shit. At least look into it for yourself. You know, not to just co-sign, not to just because your mom, you know, our parents told us these things and we didn't even think to think, you know, to question it. We just ran with it. What if they were wrong? Which is not their fault, but they got it from their grandmother. Well, their grandmother got it from their great-grandmother, and the great-grandmother, it all goes back up to slavery. I mean, I'm not a Muslim, but the Honorable Elijah Muhammad came and told you that. Malcolm X told you that. Malcolm Garvey told you that. They stole your God and your shit away from you, man. But then the same book that this man creates and gives to you, you just stay stuck in there. You don't want to go nowhere else to look for nothing. Well, if that's you, fine. Fine. But when you come in to debate someone else or exchange ideas, you can't really exchange ideas outside of that Bible. You have to stay within what you know. You can't challenge me on the Maduna saying you haven't you don't even know what the hell that is. You see what I'm saying? So, I know this video is too long, but it's just something I had to let, you know, speak to my subscribers about. And have y'all had that experience with y'all families when it comes to, you know, religion and shit like that? And if you have been on this conscious spiritual, you know, journey, just like how I have been, and when you start learning new things, it's harder and harder for you to relate to other people who haven't, because it's like when you open your mouth, you just sound crazy. You start talking about particles and waves, and that everything around you is energy and not actually waves, they're gonna start looking at you like, what the fuck is he talking about? But they haven't studied quantum mechanics. And these are things that we're living in, which is telling us that we are God. It's showing us by us observing a fucking wave that we're collapsing that shit into something. I mean, I just, oh my God, I just don't get it. It just goes to show you that it's right. If you are chosen, it's 144,000 chosen. How much? 1 billion people? And not everyone, I guess, is able to learn this. Not everyone are light workers. Not everyone has this knowledge. You see what I'm saying? 5%ers. Even that. 5%ers out of how much black people? 18 million or more? Or, you know, or more? Only 5% of them know the truth? That's a little bit. That's like this and shit. A drop in the fucking bucket. But that's really how it is when you come with dealing in consciousness. That's why you got people running around here, marching in the streets for fucking Black Lives Matter and all of this crap. All these distractions that they're doing. When we can all go within ourselves and change this reality. But You even bring up the subconscious mind, and they're like, "What?" He's like, "What the hell is he talking about? Subconscious mind?" None of these things make a difference, but these are things that you have. You can talk to them about the elements, okay? The pentagram, which they considered evil, which is the mass which is the elements that create the earth, wind, fire, that you're fucking made of. But this doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything because the Bible didn't say it in there. It's sad. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, man. Really appreciate y'all. What y'all think? Do you think you should even open your mouth when it comes to what you have learned, trying to share it to people? You know, that's one of the things that I disagree with the 5%ers, and I know they're gonna get on me for this, but they have this teaching where, you know, you have to teach. That's why they teach the kids. I understand one thing though, how you teach the kids, because like I was saying, this generation, these kids that's going up, it's over when these thugs wake up. They are soldiers, the ones that you want to put down. Now, this little Nas X brother, you know, he's supposed to be homosexual. You know, whatever he wants to do in his room is I don't give a shit. Do I agree with it? No. I grew up a different way. I'm from the old school, right? But has anyone tried to enlighten this brother? They just demonize him. But what the Bible said is Jesus supposed to be going after him, the lost, not the ones that's found. I mean, you're coming fighting with the Bible, but then I'm using it better than you. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And this is what religion does. And this is what it's doing to families, tearing them the fuck apart. They're not already close, but then they're far close because this side of the family believes they're all going to heaven because Jesus is their savior, but they still don't sin. They don't sin at all. Yeah, please. And then we have the someone over here that knows everything. I mean, it's like, really? It's like, really? Why does it have to be the Christians, the one that believe in God, to tell who is going to hell and who is not? You should leave that decision up to God, because no one can judge me but God. I'm sorry. You don't have the power to. You can say what you want, you can put what you want up there, but you can't judge me but God, because when we all go, your ass ain't gonna be standing there talking about, oh yeah, he going to hell. You gonna be in front of him looking into what the fuck you did. So I suggest you worry about, you know, working within yourself instead of saying who's going to hell and who's going to heaven. And this goes out to all families. Stop letting religion break people apart. We need to get together on a more common ground. You see what I'm saying? And this is one of the things that I believed when it was, you know, that Eric Muhammad debate of Sonetta with the other brother. I keep forgetting his name. I apologize, brother. And he said that, and it did make sense. We need to unite other than that religion shit, because it's not going to work. Because if we unite under religion, everyone has a different belief system, and it's going to start clashing. You know, for example, on the Sabbath, certain people don't do shit. On other people, the Sabbath is not considered anything, because if you really look at it, Saturday, if you break down what Saturday means, is actually Saturn. I mean, that's a whole different thing. I don't believe that God, when you die and you go to heaven, he's like, oh well, you went to Walmart on Saturday that day, even though you had to get milk or some shit, but you went to Walmart on Saturday that day, all right? And Saturday I said to keep holy in the Bible, and you didn't go, so your ass gonna go to hell and burn. Does that sound more like the demiurge to me? Does that sound like a all wise and all loving and knowing God to you? I mean, seriously, I'm not trying to be funny. Think about it. Read, my brothers, please. Read. Y'all stay safe, man. Next video, man, I'm gonna actually do a video. I was watching the George Floyd you know, the shit going on with that murderer in there. And I just wanted to give my thoughts on what's been going on. My thoughts on what's been going on in that courtroom. I like watching shit like that. I mean, when OJ, that shit happened with OJ, I was watching it. I don't know if y'all remember Casey Anthony, which down here in Orlando, that shit was big because she was from here. I was watching it. So I'm like the 13th juror and shit. So I'll be watching that shit. So I just wanted to give my thoughts on where the defense is going. And do we think we're going to see justice for George Floyd? And, you know, I'm going to put that video up. But once again, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry this video is so long, but I just had to really get that shit out off my chest because, you know, I know I'm not the only one out there where you have family members disowning other family members because of the belief systems that they believe in. Now, if they believe in you know, smoking weed and selling drugs out your house and shit, nah, I get it. Just communicate yourself with that motherfucker. He on some that shit. But if I just don't see something your way, you know, or something in the Bible, like I don't believe it was a real snake in there talking, and you believe it was a real snake, and because I don't believe it was a real snake talking in there, because I have never seen the real fucking snake talk, and I think I know the real meaning of that snake, which is a symbol, oh, you got to get out of my house because you don't believe that's a real snake in there. Really? But we're supposed to be following Jesus, and this is a loving. Same shit with the racism shit. You have white people coming out there, they God-fearing, they're Christians, but then they're racist. I mean, are we even listening to what the fuck Jesus is saying in the Bible? Jesus tells you that we are gods. Jesus tells you we can do what he can do. But we skip over this shit. We just skip over it. We pick what we want to pick out of the Bible. It's crazy, y'all. Crazy. Anyway, get with me, man. Y'all stay safe out there, and I'll be up with the next video. Peace.